The pandemic has created economic hardships for countless Americans. For people with diabetes, the financial strains have caused many to ration their insulin or even go without it. And yet some have turned to an alternative way to get it. In the last decade, the price of some types of insulin has almost tripled. In a normal economy, the cost of medication can make a family's budget tight. But in the current pandemic climate, where layoffs, furloughs, and pay cuts are the norm, insulin has become more like a luxury purchase than a daily staple. Many people in need of insulin have turned to social media, asking friends and family members to share any surplus they might have. While it's illegal to share prescription medication, the risk of not taking it at all could be deadly. Although the practice of taking insulin from strangers is dangerous, some health practitioners are helping patients navigate the underground insulin market space in a safe way, since some feel it's their only option. Joining us now is my first guest, DJ. DJ, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So you've had type 1 diabetes since you were 8. You've needed insulin for it. And as many of us know, some people have been affected by COVID. Tough times for so many people. Your husband lost his job in March. A lot of stress. How has this affected your diabetes management?
Well, since my husband lost his job, we lost insurance. And I wasn't able to afford much insulin, but I paid out of pocket for what I could. And it was really a situation where I was rationing my insulin.
Which is something, if you have insulin, if you're insulin dependent, rationing insulin is not like, rationing food. This could be a deadly situation. You ended up going online and actually asking strangers to help with the insulin. Tell us about that.
Yes, I was in a neighborhood group, and they were just asking if anybody had any needs. And the needs ranged from needing toilet paper to kitchen supplies or even help work on the car. I said I needed insulin. And then a few minutes later, I was instant messaged by somebody who could help me.
And just to be clear, this wasn't about money being exchanged or selling insulin on the black market. This is someone else who had insulin and said, you need it, I'm going to give you some.
Correct. I was connected to a community of type 1 diabetics, so there was no money exchanged, and it was other diabetics helping one another.
So even though you got that insulin and it was valid, the insulin was valid, it still wasn't enough. You ended up going to the hospital.
Yes, my blood sugar raised above 600 because I was still rationing the insulin, and I was in DKA actually by the time I got to the hospital, and I ended up going directly to ICU for a few days.
Just to be clear, you use the term DKA, which means diabetic ketoacidosis for viewers who don't know what that is, which is basically almost like a coma for diabetics. It's a very serious and life-threatening situation. Let me ask you a question. How much you were paying out of pocket for a while you could afford it? What were you paying for the vials, and how long would each vial last you?
I was paying about $125 for the short-acting insulin, for the Humalog, and about $400, even to $500 for the long-acting insulin. It didn't last me that long, just about a couple of weeks for the short-acting, and the long-acting would last about a month.
Now that you're out of the hospital, do you have access to insulin from an actual pharmacy?
Yes, I'm on Medicaid now, and since my husband is still out of work and on unemployment, we have zero copay, so that's definitely something to be thankful for.